Hello, Kimala Hashiv and Jew. It's Mr. Joseph. I have my Gaelic oral exam on Friday, so I'm practicing some future questions. Future questions are made with ambi, and after certain question words, they're made with vias. Now, one of my problems with the future is I keep using V, but it's not right. It's actually B. So we need to be really careful that we're saying this correct. But this one here is actually vis. So for me, I often get confused and make the wrong sounds. Okay, just so you know. Um, right. So be. These are things, if they're done once or if they're done regularly, how you have to answer. Let me just explain a little bit about that because it is actually quite easy if you compare it to English. So in English, you can say things like, oh, I'm always tired on Mondays. Okay, you can't do that in Gaelic. You'd have to say be or be, as some people say. Yeah. So if we look at this example here of I am tired, let's just use that to demonstrate my point. Okay, so in the present tense, the question is probably going to be, uh, "Avelu ski anish? Are you tired now?" The answer is going to be in the present, in the positive anyway. It's going to be, "Ha, hami ski anish? I am tired right now." Okay. In the future, that's going to be be mi ski. Yes, I am tired. But if we're talking about regularly, and the question is, ambi, like, are you tired every day? Ambi uski, for example, ambi uski gachla, which means every day. We can steal it from this part here. Okay, so imagine it's ambi uski gachla. Are you tired every day? Um, then the question, the answer is going to be, of course, um, not be, but be ye. Be ye. Okay, so that becomes be ye. Be ye me ski. I am usually tired, and you have to add in, of course, every day. Gachla. I hope that makes sense. You'll see it clearly when we do the questions, okay? But the thing is, you're going to have to answer with be or be ye, okay? You can make your sentence, for example, Bimiski, I'm tired. Bimiski gachla, I'm tired every day. That's fine. You can do that, but um, you have to remember that be and be, you only need to say them once, unless the question, of course, is do you? In which case, for example, um, do you eat breakfast every day? You would say, yes, I eat breakfast every day. But in Gaelic, that becomes Bí me, ag ihe. All right. So you might have to repeat this once at the beginning, is my point. But we'll see how it looks as we go on. And these are the negatives. Okay. Habi, habi. Right. So, Divies u ag ihe erson brekisht amarach. Okay, so it's saying here, what will you eat for breakfast tomorrow? So, of course, uh, that's going to be answered with be. not be, because the question isn't asking uh, gach la or gach matin. It's asking about tomorrow. So you use be. Okay, so the answer I'm going to give is um, because it's only for tomorrow, be mi aren le im. Okay, but I've forgotten the verb there. Ag iche. Okay, so bimi ag iche aren le im, bread and butter. Okay, so I have to really remember to use this, because if I just say I will bread and butter, which I just did a minute ago, I'm not going to get very far with that. So let's try another one. Catcham biu adol gach matin. Okay, where will you go every morning? Okay, strange question. But what I could say is I could say, um, just as an example, I could say, um, be, I'm using be, okay, because, of course, um, it's every morning. It's not asking about tomorrow. So, be me um, adol, to remember the verb, be me adol koshech, koshech, uh, gach matin. Okay, so I go walking every day. Interestingly, you can't say I go walking every day as a direct translation into Gaelic, as I said a moment ago, because the future tense must be made with be. So you can't do it the English way to say I am going, which would be Hamia Koshek in Gaelic. Okay, Ambiu Akobar. I think this is pronounced Detherne, if I remember correctly, or Detherne. Which is a day of the week. I think it's Saturday, if I remember correctly. I'll need to check. My days aren't good, but it doesn't matter, because if you're answering the question, you can repeat the day even if you don't know what it is. Ambi u October. Let's call it the Samne or just Samne. So the question here is, will you work on this particular day? Let's imagine that it's Saturday. So will you work on Saturday, particular day? So the answer is going to be B. B. Okay, I have to answer with yes, because the question is, will I work on Saturday? B. Be mi October the Samne. Okay. Right, remembering to put that verb in just takes practice. Javius to akol erson brekisht gakla. What will you drink for breakfast every day? So the question is really asking, what do you drink for breakfast every day? I know it's every because it's got gach in here. Without that, it could be asking tomorrow morning or whatever. It would be a strange question just to say day. So gach tells me it's every. So I need to listen for that, and that'll tell me whether I want to use be or be in the answer. Okay, it's asking, what do I drink every day? What do I drink every day? So I don't need to say be me a goal. Okay, so I'm just going to say um, be me a goal uh, ushke or tea, no coffee. Okay, so no is or, so tea, no coffee, gach, la. Okay, remembering to put the verb in as well. Okay, be me a goal tea, no coffee, gach la. I don't know what that is. I'm going to take it out. It's probably just a mistake in typing there. I a bit of a rough time making these. Right. Um, uh, de wie is u ac ober gachla? Um, okay, so uh, so the question is about your work. You can see here, ac ober is the verb, so it's working. So, will you work every day? The answer, because it is a gach question, of course, is going to be ye. Uh, the question here is not asking if I'm working every day, so I can immediately jump into a straight answer with a sentence. I don't have to say be ye me. I can go straight for be ye me ag ober gachla. Right, let's keep going. Let me just check how much time we have left. Yeah, we're doing fine with the time. Right, okay, so um, the next one, notice this is a question, but it's not using vias. Catcha an biu a furach ag jirach na. Okay, that's, I think, days of the week, but I don't understand this question, so I'll need to check what it means. It looks very familiar to me, but I don't know um, what it means. So let me just check for a second here. I'm just looking up the Learn Gaelic dictionary, which is really handy. And if you don't know what that is, you can find it online in the learngaelic.scot website. Let's see. Right, so apparently this means the weekend. Okay, I should have known that. I've heard it before. Jerechna. I guess this is Shakshin. I don't know how to say that, but we won't worry about that for the minute. But I do need to be able to recognize it if I hear it in the question. So the question is, where are you living at the weekend? So I suppose that's the same as where are you staying at the weekend. Uh, it's the future. Okay, so literally, it's where will you stay at the weekend? We can't use the present to make the future as we do in English. So it's asking very specifically about this weekend. So the answer is going to be Bimi a furach agentai at home. Ambiguous skrivak gach fesker. Will you be writing every afternoon? So because of the way this question is asked, the answer is going to be uh, B. I keep wanting to say V for that for some reason, but it's wrong. It's B. Um, B. Mi ascriaf gach fesker. The correct pronunciation of this is, I believe, it's skriafag, ascriagag. So VME ascriagag gach fesker. Right. Tough, aren't they? Tough. I think I might have problems catching some of the words in the questions. That's going to be my big weakness, I think. But we can keep going over these before the exam. We've still got to do likes and dislikes as well. But the big takeaway here is when you use be and when you use be. To be honest, if you say them really fast, they sound the same. But for the purposes of the exam, I'll need to show them that it's different. There we are, right? Hopefully that's been a nice introduction for you, and I'll catch you again soon. See you.